It's a vlog. Vlog. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Skyrim. I did some things. I basically just walked home and I crafted some stuff that you didn't get to see, but that's okay. Because it's a vlog, you don't have to see it. You don't have to see anything. Right now we're gonna go fight the dragon just because I thought that would be more visually interesting than nothing. Let's see. Today is Friday. Friday the 20th of January. So, that's cool. Months are cool, am I right? It's a little bit weird for me to talk right now because, my headphone... Leave me alone. My headphone broke, and I have another pair of headphones in the living room, but I put Angie in there, and then she gets, Angie, my dog, she gets too excited when you go into the living room, so I can't go get it, because then I won't be able to film anymore, because then she'll be upset that I went into the living room. Am I supposed to wait for her? I think I'm supposed to wait for her, okay. So I can hear myself much better when I'm talking, and it's kind of throwing me off.
Here's the situation.
Ooh, the situation.
Dragon is attacking the western
What?
watchtower. Now we're in for it.
Can we just go ahead and leave? I know I'm pausing it essentially by looking at my weapons, but I want to get my bow. There we go.
You heard right.
Guards and dragons should say you aided the yard.
I don't much care where.
But yesterday I went to that show, that competition show. Watched my boyfriend. Unfortunately, he didn't make it through. Not like
That's a fair question.
not like I didn't want him to. But it was a good show. There was like 18 people there, which is a lot. It's a lot of comedy that I don't.
Call yourselves North.
Nobody really wants to. Do I have to sit here for this? I can never remember this.
Face this thing alone.
Yeah.
No, how's hard?
But it's more
Okay.
than our honor at stake.
I'll just go ahead and see if it's okay to go. But went to go see the show. I thought I already opened the door. Someone else was opening the door while I was opening the door. There was 18 people. That's a lot of comedy to get through for anybody. Civilians, comedians, etc., so on and so forth. Because it's 5 minutes a person, and that's too much. It's too much time. Like a 50. That's if there's 20 people. Is not 50 minutes. 2 hours. Sorry, it's 2 50-minute. Because 5 times 10. Twice. So it's 100 minutes. It's 100 minutes of nothing but amateur comedy, and that can be grating on anybody. I don't want to talk too much about what happened during the show because I'm very talking. I have no problem with like my personal private internet safety. As in, I thought about, I would say where I was from and all that stuff, but I did have the idea for, like, a while ago of having guests, and I don't live in a part of the country that everybody lives in. Like, I don't live in, like, a major metropolitan area like New York or something, where if I say New York, then people are relatively safe. Do I have to wait here? Okay. I don't live there, and so I don't know if other people, like, I don't want to have guests and have their privacy compromised, if that makes sense. I know that sounds kind of weird. Where is she? But it's not my decision to have people's personal lives that are not my own on the internet. So that's why I like don't say where I live and stuff. But as for the show, I think I probably have to wait there. That sometimes happens. As for the show, like I said, I don't really want to talk too much about it, and I'm pretty positive that no one will watch this, but I don't know, I don't want to start comedy beef by saying, like, I like this person was bad, so on and so forth. the most beef I will start is, now they're there, fuck, okay, the most beef I will start is that there were a couple of people who were very bad, and there are a couple of people who were super good. What's really interesting, I can talk about this, I have never performed, it was at a club, I'll go ahead and say the club because there's like tons of, it's a national club, it's the Improv, there's tons of them all over the country, so I could be anywhere. And the Improv's a pretty big room. I think it can fit 300 people sitting down. In theory, it can fit more people. If some people, like comedians, usually tend to stand in the back. So I think it could fit around 300 people, maybe 350. And I have never seen the room so full, and that was fun. I've seen it like halfway full. Like I've seen it more than empty. Well, no, I've seen it more full for actual, it sounds mean if I say actual shows, but like shows with comedians who do this for a living consistently. Professionals. Not to say that I'm not a professional, because I have been paid. But I've seen it fuller for professions. And so it was really interesting to see. And I think a lot of people, again, this is not saying exactly who it is. I know I'm just so worried and concerned about the one, like, just the tiny minutia of chance that maybe somebody might listen to it because they think they're going to get name checked, and they do. But I was thinking a lot of people who I wasn't expecting, not a few people I wasn't expecting to do as strongly, did a really good job, and I think it was just because there were so many damn people in the room, and it really changes the effect and energy in the room. I keep firing these guys. That guy appeared out of nowhere! So, and I thought my boyfriend did really well, and I voted for him. It's one of those contests where you vote for people. But he's cool. I love him. So I'm stealing the stuff off his dead body while he is lying in front of his friends. But like I said, there was I feel like there has to be a couple of duds in a group of 18 people, because that's a lot of comedy. Because regular shows, like showcase shows, don't have 18 freaking people on them. But it did make me really nervous for the final round, which is in February, which I will be on. Here, let me search this dragon first. Oh, this dragon's full of good stuff. Oh, he ate a person.
Everybody, get back.
I want to watch this. Because I remember this. This makes me always feel cool. Because then you're like, oh, sweet dragon soul. And then today I remembered, after I had edited that video yesterday when I said I don't know how to shout, as I was like, I remembered, oh, you can't shout until you get a dragon soul, and then you can learn how to equip it. Use my new shout.
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn.
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim.
What are you talking about?
Dragonborn with
I'm going to use my shouts. Shouts.
dragons and steel.
There you go.
She summons the Thorn.
Okay, now I'm going. Thanks. Thanks for teaching me. Goodbye. What was it? I was talking about... Was I talking about comedy beef? I was talking about... There are people I don't like, and there's people I don't like in the comedy scene who I won't mention them by name, because they don't deserve me to mention them by name. But doing comedy's strange. I don't like certain people. I keep that to myself, mostly. And I don't know where I was going with this. I don't even know why I brought it up. Oh, I brought up comedy beef, that's why. I don't have any comedy beef with anyone. I'm beefless. A vegetarian over here. But ooh. Oh yeah, that's the threat of the world. Little old dudes. Little old dudes are shouting. Did I miss the entrance? Okay, there we go. But oh, I was talking about not liking people, and I think being in comedy is a weird business because not a weird business. I'm not. Why did I say business? I mean, it is a business, but I'm not in the business part yet. It is a weird thing because there are certain people I don't like, but I'm always scared to say that I don't like them because other people like them, and they have like. No, I don't feel like a lot of bad people that I don't like have any influence. I didn't mean it. No, I meant it like that. Like, a lot of people I don't like, they don't run shows or anything. I don't know, I just feel like, and I wonder how, it's one of those things where I wonder exactly, chickens, how it's going to change when I move. Will I feel the same sort of anxiety about liking people and keeping up the appearances of liking people when I move to a bigger city, or is the pool of people going to be large enough that I don't have to worry about it as much? Because the problem with where I live is it's a smaller comedy community. It's smaller, I've heard this several times from visiting comedians, it's that smaller than a city our size should be. But it's not like horrifically small. We make it work. But I'm just wondering if you get in a bigger pool, do you have to worry less about that, or do you have to worry more? Like, what if you don't like one of the guys who's a guy, like a real dude? You know what I mean? And he holds so much power over more people. I don't know. I don't know why I went here. I don't know conversationally. That's not interesting to anyone who doesn't do comedy. I don't know. Maybe it's interesting to people. Like I said, no one's listening. I don't care. I'm just finding a way to talk to myself while I'm playing video games.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there?
Yes, the dragon was there. The watchtower is destroyed, but we
I
got
knew I could count on Irileth.
But
There must be more to it than that.
yeah, that was my main question. Is it going to change, or is it going to be more of the same?
So it's true. The Greybeards
But-
really were summoning you.
The Greybeards.
Masters of the way of the voice. They live in
But I'm fine with everyone right now. Like I said, no one's gonna pay attention. I could name check people by name, and I don't think anyone would pay attention. They would only listen if I like tagged them on Facebook. So
or shout.
just saying whatever I want now, like a real vlog, you guys. I'm just saying whatever dumb, mundane things are popping out of my head.
Beards.
The Greybeards.
Sound as you return to Whiterun? That was the voice of the Greybeards.
Oh.
High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in
Trying to think of what else happened. Oh, yesterday I didn't get the video up until this morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning because I had to leave at 6, and I took a little bit too long on my run because at the end of the run I was like, I thought I could make the loop around back to my house instead of running to a point and then turning around. I was doing a loop, and I misjudged how fast I was. Well, I didn't misjudge how fast I was going. I think I had a good idea of how fast I was going. I misjudged the distance of the loop, so I was about a mile off,
Greybeards business.
and I just decided to walk home, not run home because I was tired because I ran for an hour. So that took about 20 minutes, and that was 20 minutes I did not have.
If they think you're Dragonborn,
So mostly I'm just eating time so that we can end
no refusing the summons of the
this
Greybeards.
conversation. So it's
I envy you know.
but yeah, this editing the yesterday's video, which was longer than the video before it. I need to learn
Hrothgar is a very
when to cut the fucking video off. This time I know then I'm gonna cut it off
That the Greybeards even know
right
what's
after
going on down
this is done
there. They
happening.
haven't seemed to care
Oh my
before.
god, please stop talking.
No matter.
Go to High Hrothgar.
Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards
Thanks.
teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn.
So, and also I'm having a hard time editing, like making and editing of videos in one day, and I think a lot of YouTubers do the thing where they take the video the day before,
Assign you Lydia
edit it,
as a personal housekeeper,
post it
and
the next
dispatch it
day,
to my armory to serve
so
as
you're
your
just
badge
kind of
of office.
continuously going and chugging along. The problem with that is that I can't film on Mondays
Wouldn't want
to put them
to
up on
leave your mark
Tuesdays.
upon
Oh,
the
but I guess I
Dragonborn,
could
would
do
we are honored
start
to
filming
have
on
you as
Wednesday,
Thane of our city,
post it
Dragonborn.
up on Sunday. I don't know. I'll have to think about it for a little bit.
Still
But
have a
it is
city to defend.
because it is I can edit at night, but I can't play at night.
May the gods watch over your
Well, now I'm leaving, so I'll figure out what to do with that. Oh, that's my house, Carl. And hopefully we'll figure out something that works. And I feel like I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with all of this. It's only been 3 days. We can keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep the dream alive. You have a wonderful rest of your day, depending on when this comes up. Probably tomorrow. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you tomorrow. Please stay alive until then.